even if I did it week by week, it'd still take me a year to get through them all. But I do my best, so I choose some ones that can go on video, because otherwise we're going to get a whole lot of things that are the same question. So hopefully, even if you haven't asked a question, some of these questions may be relevant for you. So just keep and listen, you know, keep your ear out for things. And what I do is I just write down the question in front of me, and then bang, whatever comes out, comes out. And of course, if it is your birthday month, then you go to my website on Wednesdays Australian time. I have to keep saying that because many people say, what, you do free readings? Where are they? What do I do? Do I question you here? And all that sort of thing. And it's like, no, please just go to the website on Wednesday. Even if you go there when it's not Wednesday, you'll be able to read how it all comes about, and how I do the readings. And you know, all the information will be there for you guys. I've been working on a whole lot of things with Divine Miracles, and I'm going through this stage where I'm amping everything up. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of free ebooks and guidance that you can download and keep. So I'm working on all that, and hopefully by the end of next week, I'll have a link down below for you guys to download free ebooks. So I'm really, really busy with things, and I'm also trying to keep up with all of you, and I know what it's like to be asking for a reading and you know, just wanting that one question, and you know, you just can't seem to get there. But please be patient with me as I go through the process of things, and I will do my best to bring you all as much as I can do for one person. And every week, generally, hopefully, I will be doing these kind of videos, and I just do as many questions as I can get done. So please read the information down below in the information bar, which will have all the links and all the, you know, places that you can find me and all that sort of thing, so that I don't have to go back and just answer the same question every time someone sees the video. There's the same sorts of questions down below. So the free readings are for anyone who has a birthday in the month of January, and then February, when that comes, it will be the month of February, and so on. And we'll see where we go from there. Okay, just wanted to get all that out of there, guys. Alright, so here we go, free video readings. And the first person is Courtney. And hello Courtney, thanks for your question. You said, do I have a special connection to animals, and how to improve the connection? Now, everybody has, you know, a connection to animals, but not everybody wants to take it into something in a professional level. Now, I can feel that, you know, obviously you want to get into some sort of healing with the animals, and, you know, working with them more closely, and, you know, you're not sure about how to go about having this really, really deep connection, and how you would go about, you know, improving what you already do. So there's a couple of little things that are on my mind as I talk to you about this, and well, I have a lot of things going on in my mind, actually. Okay, so the first thing is, like, to improve your connection with the animals is to understand that obviously they are non-verbal, so they're not talking to you, but they will talk to you telepathically, and very much like the angels and guides and things like that, they will talk to you on a telepathic level. And what you can actually do, obviously, you know, you can do healing with them and use crystals and all that sort of thing. But if you really want them to understand what you're saying to them, there is like a simple little trick. And when I was riding horses a lot in my youth, I used to use this. I read it in a really, really old book one time about how to train your horse. But I found that it works on just about every animal. And so, for example, if you have a dog and you want the dog to sit, and it just won't listen to you and all that sort of thing, what you do is, in your mind, imagine the dog sitting. So you just imagine the dog sitting in your mind, and you almost take a photo, like you take a snapshot of that image. And when you are, you know, talking to the dog and trying to get him to do all this thing, just for a moment, close your eyes and focus on that snapshot that you had of the dog sitting. And at first, the dog might say, my gosh, you know, you're talking to me, and sort of not listen. But over time, the dog will start doing what you want. This was the same thing, like with, like I was saying, with horses. I used to be able to get my horse to drink out of a cup because I was just imagining it doing it without being frightened. So to improve your connection with animals, this is one thing that you can do. Trust that it is, a lot of the things to do with animals are on a telepathic level, and so that means that you need to use your mind to connect with theirs. And what will happen is that they will start sending you impressions, you know, back to you. And this is how you can have a very, very deep connection, you know, with animals. And if that's something that you want to pursue, whether it's working in a zoo or just healing or having some sort of sanctuary, you can't be, what's the word? You don't want to be harsh and yelling and saying, no, 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 do this and do that. You just want to really go with your feeling with animals, and that is the way that you're going to connect with them, whether it's cats, dogs, birds, whatever. It's a great practice for you. It's a great little tool for you, and if you do it and you get comfortable with it, there's nothing that you can't really do. Like, it's really, really good with training the animals and getting them to trust you. So I hope that that helps you. Yes, you do have a strong connection with animals. Just accept this. You know, they are there. They're very, very loving. They love you. They trust you. Just accept this, and also accept that you can talk to them wordlessly. And you know, it'll make such a big difference in what's going on in your life as well. The animals are teaching you a lot of things. So thank you again for your question, and I hope that helps some other people out there as well. Okay. So the next one is Rachel. Hi Rachel, thanks for your question. Any advice for you? So I'm guessing that's just on a general level. And the first thing I can see is, well, what's coming to me about you is that you've been getting a lot of sort of like aches and pains and complaints going on within you, and it's causing you a little bit of discomfort. Like, so sometimes you'll have this going on and then everything will be fine, and then it might come back. And the other feeling that I got was when you wake up in the morning, that you have these stomach cramps when you wake up, and they seem to be quite high up, like underneath your ribs. And so you're waking up and you're going, oh, you know, having to push your stomach out to sort of stretch all this. And I do feel that there is some sort of something that you're eating during that day when you have it. That day, like when you wake up in the morning, the day before, you've had something that was irritant, which was an irritant to you. And I feel like it's dairy as well as wheats that become the problem for you. So also, what the other advice that I could see for you was, so you know, watching what you're eating. Also, try not to take on all the problems of everybody else. So you're feeling like responsible, and this weight is heavy on you. And the more you try to ignore it, the more things are swimming around, and you know, you're trying to get through stuff, and it's just becoming very, very depressing. And I think a lot of, as women especially, because we have this feminine you know, energy, we're connected to the moon and it's all emotion and all that sort of thing, we get ourselves just overrun, and then it's too late. So we've already become overrun. Suddenly we just have this big breakdown, and then we feel fine again. So the advice for you about this is learn to see when you're starting to stress about something, or when you're starting to let things get to you. See when that is really starting to get to a point, and learn how to block this off and say to yourself, that is taken care of. You know, that is already dealt with. I don't have to continue to think about it, because, you know, trying to solve a problem, you know, doesn't get solved by continually thinking about it at all, because that's how the problem got there, you know, in the first place. So this is another reason why you may be having sensitivities to food, and, you know, your stomach's bloated, and, you know, you're tired and emotional and run down. Just take one day at a time, relax yourself, let go of all the worries of everybody else's problems, you know, and give some time for you, so that you can, you know, really find out who you are and what you want to do, and you know, where you're going forward, because you're going through this big change now. You're going through, we've all come through 2012 where it was all crazy, and there are still remnants of that craziness coming, you know, in 2013, as we try to adjust to the new energies that are on the planet. You know, we're trying to adjust to all kinds of different things. So just be patient with yourself, pace yourself, drink a whole lot more water, try to avoid things that, you know, just trigger emotions in you. And it's just a matter of going, look, I'm cancelling that thought right now. I'm just not dealing with it, so it's over there. Just keep doing this, you know, pushing things away from you, and you'll start to feel more complete, you know, and more in control of everything. So thank you, Rachel, for your question. I hope that helped you. And okay, we'll keep moving on. Teresa. Hi Teresa, how are you? You have asked, what do I see in your future? And yes, that's a common question I've found. What do I see in your future? Teresa, the first thing that I see for you is a big breakthrough in information. Okay, you know what that means. There is a breakthrough in information that has been hidden from you for quite some time. I don't know whether it's a secret or whether someone's not been telling the whole truth. But the biggest thing that's happening is this breakthrough of information which allows you to move on in peace and harmony. And I am told that you know exactly what that means. And I feel from this happening, and it happens very, very quickly, you are able to move on in leaps and bounds in your life. So please trust that all of this is taken care of. All of this drama is taken care of, and the powers that be know the truth. That is the message for you. I know it's short, but I will leave it at that. So I hope that helped you. Okay, Teresa, thank you for your question. All right, Joseph. Here we go, buddy. I know you pretty well. So what advice for the month of January? And this is what the answers were. I actually wrote this down because your questions were about 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 questions, so I know some people get like that. These were the things I had to tell you. Keep the same stallions, okay? There is a new job in the position that you wanted it to be, and post your music everywhere. So you know, just get the music out. Don't worry about trying to fix it up too much and this and that and what's going to happen. Forget about all of that. Just keep getting the music out. Put it in, you know, even on YouTube, or you know, put it on my Facebook or whatever you want to do. But keep spreading the music. You know, write about it and spread this music. The other thing was like Hay House Radio, anything spiritual they will play, and Blog Talk Radio as well. You can perhaps get a segment there on Blog Talk Radio where you're talking about the music, how it all came about, and then you get to play some of your pieces. But don't try to get yourself crammed up in all these different sorts of opportunities. Remember that everything comes to you at the most benevolent time. So, you know, if you're worried about this and you're worried about that, and you're just going to feel like you're getting nowhere. So just relax, take your time, keep the same stallions. That was the biggest thing. And in 6 months or so, there will be opportunities to buy 2 more. Okay, big black ones. That was, you know, just comes out. For the month of January, it's just slow down. Stop worrying about everything and getting readings from over here or seeing this person. That you're just going to confuse yourself. It's all about you this year. All about getting to know you. The answer lying within. People ask me, how do I find the answer within? And it's by taking some time away from what everybody else thinks and what everybody else is saying for you to do. Take yourself away. Write down your thoughts. You know, collect your thoughts. Write down your thoughts. What do you want to do? You know the answer. It's inside of you. And, you know, you want this position, you want that position, you don't know what to do here and there. You're giving your energy away to too many people, to too many situations. No wonder yourself and everybody becomes unbalanced when we do that. Okay, so trust your first instinct. It's always the right thing to do. And even if it doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do, it will be in the long run. So thank you, Joseph, for your questions. Okay. All right. I'm not really sure how to say this next name. TRINH, I think. TRINH. Okay. classic question as well. Should I get back with my ex-boyfriend? Now, every single situation is different, okay? I can only go on my instinct about the situation. And, you know, an ex-boyfriend, or, you know, if other people are listening, ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, is an ex for a reason. Always an ex for a reason. Now, there are some people that can get back together with their ex and live for the rest of their life together. That's fine. You know, that it can happen. But in most cases, you know, you are missing the person, there is an opportunity that you can get back together, you know each other, you're familiar with each other, all that sort of thing. You think you can make things work, you think you know where you went wrong, which, you know, you shouldn't always blame yourself. But anyway, you think you know how to heal and change the whole situation, and then you get there, and maybe the first week is fine and everything's like a big honeymoon. But then after that, you go, oh God, that's why I left, you know, that's why it didn't work out. The same problem starts to come up, and, you know, it comes up again and again and again. So what I'm saying to you is, please, you know, if you want to get back with your ex-boyfriend, that is totally up to you. It's not something that I can really advise you of, whether you should do it or whether you shouldn't do it. All I can say to you is ask yourself, you know, do you really want lasting happiness? Think about all of the things that bothered you when you were in that relationship, and think about all the things that are great. Ask yourself whether, you know, you are doing this out of fear, like wanting to reattach yourself to something because you're, you know, afraid that you might not get someone else, or do you really have a genuine love for this person that can surpass all the problems? Can you really do that? Can you really trust the other person? Can you trust yourself? You know, you need to ask yourself, or, you know, be really, really certain before you throw yourself into a situation that was part of your past. So that was the message for you. Please be careful of your decisions. I'm not saying that it won't work out. I'm not saying it will, you know, work out. I'm saying you really need to do the work and ask yourself what you really, really think. This is not something that I can just go, oh, you know, yes, that'll be wonderful, because if I just do that and just frivolously sort of like push it off, it's not helping you at all. It's not going to help you at all, okay? So I hope that that does help you to make a correct decision about what you're doing. So thank you very much for your question. Okay, Jeff, this question is for you, or this answer is for you. Is there any connection between angels and the Pleiadians? And in short, yes, there's definitely a connection between the angels and the Pleiadians. And one of the things is when, you know, there are some people that don't believe in the Pleiadians and people from other planets and all those sorts of things. But I have an open mind. I do personally believe in them. I have witnessed stuff go on in my own life and had connection with them myself. So from what I can understand, the angels are always in, you know, the spiritual realms and all that sort of thing, and can teleport here, there and everywhere, into the future and into the past and all those sorts of things. And so can the Pleiadians, and you know, have been able to do it for a long time, and we're going to be able to do that as well. So the angels are almost like sort of working side by side with the Pleiadians. Not exactly the same. They are definitely a different energy, but the Pleiadians recognize that this is an angelic presence, and then the angels go, these are the Pleiadians. We have part of the Pleiadian DNA inside of us that is all starting to open up, and you know, we're going to be rising through the dimensions, and you know, the angels and the Pleiadians are very, very much helping humanity. They are helping us, and you know, they're not connected as in the same type of being at all, but they are connected in their vision and their unconditional love for humans. And more we'll start learning about what's really going to start taking place. But the short answer is yes, there is a very strong connection, and you know, they are both trying to help humanity, and they both have unconditional love. So I hope that that helps you with the answer, with the question. Okay, Jeff, thank you. Okay, so the next question is from KYANDRA. Hello KYANDRA, thank you. Can you describe the next guy I will have a relationship with? And KYANDRA, this is another question that people come to me and ask me. And I have to be very, very careful the way that I answer you. And I could sit here and give you a description about who I felt, you know, the next person that you would have a relationship with would be like, okay? The one thing that the angels always tell me to do is to don't put limits on things, don't limit yourself. So for example, if I said that the next person that you would be in a relationship with is very, very tall, with dark hair and brown eyes, and is very, very kind and loving, but also very, very much obsessed with themselves. Okay, that is the vision that comes through for you. The angels would say to me to tell you that is one option. Okay, that is one option in your life. If you start to limit yourself, in other words, if you start saying to yourself, okay, well, BDevine told me this, I'm not going to go for anybody until this person comes. You know, you are missing out on opportunities in your life that could be very, very vital to your, you know, future. So when you ask a question like, can I describe the next guy you will have a relationship? Yes, I can, and that's who I feel that it would be, and I feel that it is actually quite close. But I don't want you to limit yourself to that. Try to keep an open mind about things. You know, you're very, very young from what I can see here. So a decent, long-lasting relationship is probably not going to be for about 5 years' time. Not a decent, long-lasting relationship. So the ones that you're going through at the moment, you know, are just experience for you and for them. You know, so you may find yourself getting attached too quickly and then feeling like, what's the next, you know, step in my life? So please just take things, okay, that was one person's perspective on what the next partner would be like. But don't limit yourself to that and avoid going and asking 1,000 other people what they think. Instead, just enjoy the flow of energy and enjoy your life and, you know, wherever it will take you. Don't leave yourself concrete answers, because nothing is ever set in stone, nothing is. No, it just doesn't happen that way. So take the advice if you want to. If not, that's fine, that's really good. You know, don't limit yourself is the biggest word. Just be open, be sure that you're ready to move on to the next relationship, and, you know, let it be what it is. And that was the advice for you. So thank you, KYANDRA, for asking that question today. Okay. Alright, this one is for, I don't know how, some of your code names are really good. Okay. UVILLEFRED. Okay. Who, what am I in my past life? This is a wonderful question because, again, a lot of people say that, you know, what was I? What was I? And we can become fascinated with our past life instead of living now. And a lot of times spirit guides, especially spirit guides, will be like, why are you fascinated so much in the past? You know, come on, you're living now. But I understand, it's a fascinating subject and I know that people want to know. And I can only tell you what first comes across. And what I see for you was something to do with training animals. I actually see horses, and I feel that you were actually part of a performance like circus or something like this, and the horses have got them funny hats and things on, and they're all white. I don't know what those, you know, decorations are on a horse, but I can see you, you know, with the whip and, you know, working with about 6 horses, and you're actually very, very happy. I see you as a male in that life, past life, and it was only, well, it wasn't very long ago, it was only about 100 years ago that it feels that this was taking place, but you did a lot of travelling and training of the animals. So that's just a quick little glimpse that's staring at me. And the little hat things are silver. So that is what I could see for just your past life. I mean, that's only one little aspect of it, I realise. And I feel with you that you are quite an old soul. So you have had quite a few past lives, but that is something that is standing out. So thank you very much for your question. Okay, now the next one is for Mark, and this will be the last one. Okay, am I on the right path as a spiritual teacher and healer? And I think that you know the answer to that. Definitely, if you are studying, spirituality and doing your healing and all those sorts of things, you are definitely on the path that you are meant to be on. But just remember that there are so many dimensions to that. There are just so many different things that you can do and still be, spiritually guiding and still be doing your healing as well. So you need to also just continue to move forward and do not doubt yourself anymore. So, in other words, I can tell you from my own experience, if I worried about what every single person thought and every single negative comment and every single little niggling thing, if I worried about that, I would never upload any videos, I would never write anything, and Divine Miracles would just die. So it's understandable that you may feel nervous about the next step in your journey. You may feel like you just, you want to do everything in a certain way, and it's got to be this and it's got to be that. It's got to be about you and how you do things. You need to be unique in how you teach and how you heal, everything. And you cannot care about the reactions of the masses. You just cannot care. Otherwise you are really going into it for the wrong reason. So, please trust yourself. Go slowly, but break through your barriers. If you already feel that there is something massive that's coming into your life, you are right, and there is going to be opportunities for you to grow and speak to more people than you could ever imagine. But please know that every step of the way with that, every step of the way of your spiritual journey in yourself, you will be ready for the next step. So with me, when I first started Divine Miracles, I didn't make videos, okay? I wasn't ready for that. But one day I was, and I went, right, I'm going to do it today. And now I'm just like, an old hat at what I'm doing. But you know what I mean? It didn't come when I wasn't ready. It came when I was perfectly ready, and I knew it. And the same thing will happen to you. Your confidence will build as you go into the next step, and then you go to the next step. But if you worry, and you allow yourself to become consumed by the thoughts of the masses, then you will stop yourself from doing what you need to do. Now, I think that goes for just about any type of work that we're going to do in our life. If we allow ourselves to become consumed by that, we lose all confidence, we start to doubt ourselves, we doubt our abilities, and we put this big massive wall up. And you won't be able to get anything coming in. You won't feel like you're doing anything right. And that's when a lot of people have a big breakdown in their life. So please, just take one step at a time and trust that you are indeed on the right path. That is what you've chosen to do. You know it. And there are many, many dimensions to that as well. So you don't have to follow the norm. In fact, don't be normal. Be out there. Be yourself. Look how crazy I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always myself. I control what I do with my website. I control, how much I'm doing. I control when I take time off. Everything. Nobody influences me one way or another. I ask for people to put their input in and ask questions and all that sort of thing, because I'm there to help. But ultimately, I do control how I do it. Otherwise, you just can't do it. Because you just feel like you're just always, giving out and giving out and giving out and giving out. And that means that you are going to start feeling lack and resentment. So start to open up your arms and receive, receive the wisdom, receive the people to come. The right people will come. There's going to be people that are negative, and those are always there to help you. It doesn't seem like it at the time because you're going to get a little bit upset about it. But, over time you just laugh, and it doesn't even bother you anymore because people are entitled to think and do and say whatever they want. And later on they may understand, who knows. But you need to do this for you, and you can't feel like it's a huge chore. Once it starts becoming a chore, it's just like an ordinary job, and you lose the enthusiasm and you lose the interest in what you're doing. So Mark, I really hope that that helps you, and anybody out there who was listening, you know, please follow the path that you've laid out for yourself. Trust in yourself. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You know, whatever. They want to waste their time on you and thinking about you, let them, you know, but you just keep driving forward. You know, there are people that are going to sort of like try to direct you in this way and try to direct you in that way, and it just seems so wonderful that way because it might be the easier way to get to where you want to go. Be careful of that sort of thing. Be careful of anyone that's trying to take away from what you want to do. This goes for any situation in anybody's life at the moment. Be careful, you know, and continue to flow through your own journey, knowing that it's unique to you. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, nothing. Stop. We have to stop all of that and focus on the individual, and then you know, the blessings, and you know, you'll see how easy it is. The road becomes very, very clear in front of you, and it becomes easier over time to navigate your way forward. And that's the message that's coming out for all of you guys. So thank you very much for listening, and whoever needed to receive a message did. And I thank you, and until the next video, it's goodbye from me. Bye.